What's up, guys? Surprise stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, a little bit of a different time frame today. Just a lot going on. Yesterday, well, Monday, I mean, everything popped off this weekend, as everybody knows. We're not going to spend too much time talking about that today. It's not what you guys are here for, but it needs to be said. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to go through some of the setup and configuration. I did get my other camera arms. Those are ready to go. I got my ATEM switcher installed, as you guys can see right here in the bottom of the screen. Good stuff. Let's see what else. Basically, what I'm trying to do here. Well, that's interesting. It's telling me my audio's bitrate is lower than... Go away, YouTube. Let me check that just to be sure, guys. Yeah, sounds fine to me. Let me know if anything happens with the audio, guys. So yeah, we've got our keyer. The beauty of the ATEM, as you guys will, I'll show you guys, we'll walk through it, is I don't need the cam link anymore. What? So I know the ATEMs are also very difficult to find right now, but what I was able to prove literally 30 minutes ago, normally, when I do a Skype NDI call and pull that into OBS, I can't open OBS until I've got the Skype call initiated. Otherwise, Skype won't recognize the camera. Because you can't, with Windows, you can't have more than one app using the same camera. Well, if you're running said camera through a switcher, it doesn't matter. It's one source. The switcher. So I was pulling in, I was on the switcher in Skype and in OBS at the same time, with OBS open before the Skype call was initiated. Something that's never been, so it was a bit of a breakthrough for me in some of the stuff that I do for NetApp production, for DatacenterDude production, for Busted Wide Open production. It's a bit of a game changer. So what we're going to do today is try to set things up for fun, right? Time for fun. We're going to try to set things up because I want to do on Friday, I want to begin to build DatacenterDude's data center. We're gonna tear the, like, tonight and tomorrow night. I'm going to re-network some things so that I can stream at the same time that I've got my closet torn apart. So basically, we're going to. I want to show you guys the last few pieces of gear that we've gotten since Friday. A few pieces were coming into either they came in Friday after the stream, of course, as soon as I got off stream, and then the last couple of days, the last couple of pieces have come in. So I want to show those to you guys before we get too far down the road here today. Say hi in chat. Let me know you're here. And we're going to get started then. Once we do go over that stuff, I'm actually going to take my new M50 that's configured for 1080p at 60 frames per second. We're going to put that on an arm that I already put up, and we're going to configure that in OBS using the ATEM switcher, and I'll show you guys how to do that. What's up, Kirk? What's up, Ninja? Chris Mackey in the house. Chris, I had my shirt on yesterday. You'd be proud. Keep calm and sail on from Turks and Caicos. Yes, Kirk, we got new shinies. Shinies! So bear with me 1 second. Yeah, well done. Thank you. Unfortunately, we didn't have the Cisco Live watch party yesterday because Monday night Chuck Robbins got on, I guess made a video, put it out around midnight Eastern, saying they were going to push Cisco Live till later in June because of everything that's going on here in the country and, frankly, around the world. So applaud that decision. Thank you, Cisco. And give me 1 second, guys. Let me grab a couple pieces of gear and bring them over here to the desk so we can walk through them. Hang tight. All right, what else do we need? Almost done. 1 sec, guys. I want to do good show and tell today. Okay. You donned the cloud jacket and Edith glasses for the webcast? Oh, man, I hear you. All right. So first things first, I want to show everybody one of the most sought-after things in live production today, and that is the ever-elusive Cam Link, which, funny enough, after we get done today, we really have no use for anymore. I've had this for about a year. It's what I've done all my live streams with. And basically it comes with a double-ender female-to-male USB cable, USB 3. And you plug... it's basically an extender in case you can't plug this directly into your computer, like I can't, because everything's too close. But you just plug that into the USB, like that, and now you've got a dongle. So basically this is, put that on eBay and pay off your mortgage. Yeah, no shit. That's a good point. No, I'll be keeping it around. It is a Cam Link 4K. We have heard from, who was it? Somebody said the other day that they're ramping up production. I'm not sure if it's Elgato or if it's one of the other companies. But yeah, Cam Link 4K. These go for about, they're getting gouged for about $500 right now. Realistically, they're about $100. It's just it's a USB key that's a capture card. You plug an HDMI source into the back of it, and it converts it. It can be a 4K camera, a computer with a demo display, any of that, but then it's just USB straight into your computer. Computer picks it up as a webcam or a video source, and you're done. So, yeah. Lots of good stuff here. So that's a cam link, in case anybody's never seen one before. It looks like a thumb drive. That's all it is. Wanted to get that one out of the way. Everybody, one of the most popular questions I get is, what camera should I get? And I've raved about this one that I use constantly. Well, now I've got another one for show and tell. And you can see it's about the size of my hand. Not even as big. This is the Canon Vixia HRF 800. Flip out screen. It rotates so you can watch yourself. Right? Oh, it's on. I better be careful. It takes a memory card. So you can record video to it. And it's got a big old battery on the back. But it does have mini HDMI out. It gives clean HDMI. It has consistent power. So it does come with a power plug. So what do you really need in a live streaming webcam? Clean HDMI, consistent power, that it never turns off, and 1080p 60. That's it. Those are the three things. This, you can get it for $200. $200. You don't need to go drop $5,000 on a DSLR and 7 different lenses. $200. It's small. It's portable. One of these goes in my backpack. Or at least now they will, now that I've gotten a second one. This is going to be the camera that I use, and we'll set it up later on stream here. Now that I've gotten the next thing we're going to talk about. Did I not bring it over here? Oh, I did. It's on the floor. This is going to be my other one that I point in the other direction over at the whiteboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the pole. We're going to mount the pole to the desk. We're going to run the mini HDMI into the switcher. And then I'll show you how you can just, with the push of a button, without cutting stream scenes or anything, I'll just change from this, with this exact same scene, I could just change the camera. That camera is the exact same one I'm using right now. Literally. That's that same camera. I'm looking at myself on this screen right now. That's the beauty of it, is when you're on camera. Let me close the, right? Has a little shutter. You can close if you want to. It's manual. Give me 1 second, Kirk. I'll put a link to it in chat. And pull that up for you guys. But yes, it is the one that I always recommend. Or you can just go to kit.co/Nick Howell. I've got it in there as well with all the other gear. We've got to make some new kits, too, with all of this new stuff for DatacenterDude's Data Center. Let's see. Yep. Oh, it's at 200. So I got it on sale. It went back up. It's at 250 right now. Still. There you go, guys. There's a link to it in chat if you'd like to grab one, or looks like they're in stock. Oh, temporarily out of stock. Sorry. Keep an eye on it. They're refreshing. I had to refresh this every couple of weeks until I found one. But I mentioned that we were going to be putting it on an arm, and I could not find any of the Elgato multi-mounts with the flexi arms and the long telescoping arms. I do have my eye on those. Elgato has said, along with other companies, that they are ramping production back up. Keep in mind, Camlink 4K, Taiwan. Anything Corsair, basically, anything that's going to have a PCB in it with some microcontrollers, Taiwan. So they're one of the things that I said way back in February, and Linus Tech Tips said it, and a bunch of other people said it, was if you want something, buy it now. Because we're going to be feeling the repercussions through the supply chain. Trucking, shipping, air hauling, not just manufacturing. So all of that stuff, it's a ripple effect that's going to take about 6 months to correct itself. If you notice, any electronics you try to go buy right now are about like July. So there you go. So I was looking for alternatives. Alternatives for the multi-mounts. I wanted a desk mount clamp with 2 to 3 joints of manipulation so that I could basically fashion it and position it anywhere I wanted to. And I wanted it to be long enough that I could get it up over my desk or extend it out as much as possible. So this is the, and I'll put a link to this one in chat too for you guys. This is the ArcScan. I don't even know what the model number is. It's ArcScan, ARKSCAN. Excuse me, desk clamp mount. So it's got a desk clamp. And it's not even really a desk. Anything that's got a groove or something that you can lock it onto, the clamp is big enough. It's about 2 fingers wide, right? So you can clamp this just about anywhere on the end of a table, on a desk, a chair, a door jamb if you've got enough sticking out to clamp onto it, right? And then on the top, it's got a universal 1/4-20 with a built-in thumb screw, so you can automatically adjust it there. Also, if you unloose, the head will telescope around, right? Not only does that telescope around, the desk clamp telescopes around. So you can see, you can mount one of these. You've only got articulation one way here in the elbow, but think of this like this is a true arm. You've got a shoulder joint and you've got a wrist, right? These are $100. Very, 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 very high quality, sturdy, solid, machined extremely well. The quality is fantastic. So if you're looking for an alternative, it doesn't telescope out like what I was really looking for with the Elgato ones, like the ones that come with the key lights, like what I've got my camera on right now. It doesn't have that telescoping thing to it, but it's long enough. So basically, I'm going to take this camera, the one I'm using right now, and I'm going to point it directly behind me at the whiteboard. So if we ever want to get up and do any kind of architecture or design or brainstorming or anything like that, it's going to go, basically I can hit number 2 once we get it all configured, and then flip. And I just get up from the desk and walk around to the whiteboard, and we have a good time. But Nick, how would you take your audio over there if your microphone is clamped to the desk? Funny you should ask. This is the thing I've been waiting to get for a long time. Using a lapel mic with a giant beard is no fun. This is the Rode NTG2. It's about $260, $270 US. Very, very, very high quality condenser shotgun microphone. I use a Sennheiser equivalent of this that's about $1,000 for all of my voiceover work. It doesn't come out of the case unless I'm going to do voiceover. Yes, Australian-made Rode. Good quality stuff. Sturdy. I mean, this is legendary in filmmaking, and like these are used in TV. These are used everywhere. If you're using it outside and you're going to be in wind or you have draft, they make 2 different variants of what we call dead cats wind socks that you can put over the top of them to cut out any wind noise. You can mount this to I can't take it off of I don't think I can. Actually, 1 second. I'll show you guys. We got time. This is a live stream. We'll do it live. Be right back. The audio quality of Rode can't be beat for the price. That's fair. I had to run through about 3 different brands. Shure, Sennheiser, Rode are my... Like, don't talk to me about anything else. If anybody wants to cheap out and go get some Samson, whatever that cheapo brand is, or Behringer, or Audio-Technica, any of that kind of... Nah. This is the mount that comes with it. Right? And it mounts to the end of like a boom pole or a mic stand. It doesn't come with it, I should say. It's about $40. But what it does give you is a shock mount if you're moving around, and then it just clips right into... I'm not going to do it right now because I want to keep showing you stuff on this. It clips right into the mount, and it gives it a little rubbery shock mount. Very high construction. Definitely love these things. Highly, highly recommend it. The reason I have shock mounts on all of the mics, like if you have a Heil PR40 or a Rode Procaster, Podcaster, whatever they are, they don't have internal shock mounting on their ribbons. The SM7B does have internal shock mounting. Look like menorahs? Yeah. That's funny. Yes, they do. That is awesome. Did the music die? I'm still listening. Oh, I got to hit repeat. That's why. Now we play it again. No, next one. There we go. So yes, I think it's the SM4R is the model, Rode part number for that one. These are made by Rode as well. They do make versions of this that are hot shoes that can go on top of cameras as well. Or, see if I can reach over here. You can just get this guy. It's a little cheaper, not quite as high quality a mic, but still a Rode shotgun. Takes a 9-volt battery to power the high-pass filter. This one also has a high-pass filter switch on it. Let me see if I can make sure you guys see that. Inside of there. You can run it from a battery. Just unscrew this, and it's a single AA battery. Or you can just run phantom power over your XLR connection from your interface or mixer directly to this without having to deal with batteries. My preferred way of doing it. So there we go, guys. New videos are going to be made with this. I've been testing it out. The room needs some treatment. I need to get some bass traps and some padding and things like that. What mixer are you running your XLR devices? So I don't use a mixer. I use a audio interface, and it's a Claret 8 Pre from Focusrite. If you do, let's do a kit. It'll give you a link to where I've got all that stuff mapped out. All right. Let me get the sensitive stuff out of the way, then we're going to get DatacenterDude's data center pieces up here. Hang on. Yes, Chris, rack mounted. I've got a, I wish I could show you guys. One of the reasons I want to get all these different camera stuff going on is so that I can be a little more mobile. I don't have to be in this, like, trapped in this. So I have a, it's called a studio console desk here. The desk that I'm using is a studio console, and on each side it's got 2 pods that are about 18 U's of rack mount space. So if you think of it, it's almost like having 2 Rode cases, 2 audio cabinets. So I've got my amplifier for my NS10 speaker monitors, and then I've got one that's the Trip Light power strip with a circuit breaker, 15 amp breaker, and then I've got the Claret 8 Pre in there. Yep. Okay. So you guys, if you were here Friday, you heard me going off about. Let me switch so I give you some full screen action here. Check, 2, 2. There we go. It was muted in OBS. I changed the scene. Sorry. Let me start over. Let me know if that works, if that's back. There you are. Okay, yeah. I had it muted in that OBS on that. When I changed to the full screen thing, it was muted for some reason. Sorry about that. So for those that were here Friday, you know we talked about doing DatacenterDude's Data Center. And one of the things that I was really upset about was that closet is disgusting. I'm really, really upset with the state of it. It's got all of my... It's basically a cheap folding table from Staples, from Office Depot or something like that. And I was embarrassed that the Data Center Dude, that was his setup, right? I self-shamed myself into doing something different. So, I lost my playlist again. Hang on. Come on. Same song over and over. There we go. Have you heard of Lacrack? No, I've not heard of them. I am a massive fanboy for Trip Light because I come from a background of mechanical engineering and power distribution, and Trip Light have been my boys for a long time. So basically, this is it's a Trip Light half rack, 22 U's. It's basically a half rack that's wall mount, right? So you would see these. I've put several of these up throughout my career in small business offices and things like that, just for mounting switches, routers, demarcation stuff. You'd mount this guy to the demarcation board, things like that. So that's where the inspiration sort of came from. I started thinking about where do I need something for a point of demarcation. I've got the cabinet in the wall, flush mounted into the wall in the laundry room that's got all the drops throughout the house for both cable, the Legrand on-cue, audio in the house. And it's got all of the Ethernet drops in there as well with a 16-port Netgear switch that's connecting everything together. And then I ran an uplink up through the attic back over here into the studio, which is where I've got my sort of core switch for configuration and routing, along with my router, firewall, all kinds of stuff, right? And it's all just kind of 10 gig switch, 2 Synologies, Eros. There's all kinds of stuff. I want that table out of the closet. I want everything up off the floor. And I thought the only way to do that is to call my homies at Trip Light. And they hooked me up with this. They got huge wall anchors. They're 16-inch. You can do a 19-inch rack configuration, but because of the side lugs here, you can put it in a 16-inch stud configuration in American Home standards. I'm not sure what other places around the world it was. 16-inch. You can do that. So $120. I think it was $110, $109 for a frame, and basically it forms a wireframe that you just mount onto the wall, right? But the brackets across the front give you 22 rack units, basically. So that was one step. That's how we're going to get everything up off the floor, and the whole point of doing a lot of this stuff was to live stream the building of it. Do a sort of IRL stream of me tearing everything out of that closet, putting these up on the wall, and rack mounting my gear, doing cable management, all kinds of stuff. I figured it'd be a fun... yeah, the bot is filtering out links, just for spam reasons, just unfortunately. Oh, these are heavy. Why are batteries so heavy? Ugh. Part of what's... Oh, that made me dizzy. Part of what one of my problems I've been wanting to solve is I have no UPS. Synologies aren't a fan of having their power yanked out from under them. So I have surge protection, and I have breaker protection, so they're protected, but I don't have UPS for graceful shutdown. That problem has been solved. With a 1U cyber power, what do they call it? They don't give a model number? Yeah, it's got a big, long, crazy model number. But it's got network in and out, so you can do network pass-through for control. It's got a serial for config. It's got a USB hub connection so that I can send controls out to devices to shut themselves down in the event of a power loss. And doing the math, I was able to figure out that with everything powered up over there, I'll be able to have, all my devices running with a 1U battery backup for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to try this one out. We're going to give it a shot. Thank you to everybody over at CyberPower that I talked to, recommending this model for me with the gear that I had. But yeah, this was, let me see. Let me pull this one up for you guys. I'll share the model number again. Where is it? There it is. Text. Come on. Give me the link. Do a Google image search for Lacra. Yeah, I will in a minute, Chris. That's the one I ended up getting, the 500 volt amp. Oh, it's $165. You can get up to 1,500 in this almost exact same model. That one we looked at, but bit of overkill. We want to see how this one does. The cool thing about this unit is that you can swap out the batteries. You can take the cover off of this and you can swap them out. And I believe, from what they led me to believe, I could upgrade this unit with different pieces that they can sell you over time. So if you wanted to get the higher amperages, you can certainly still deliver that in a 1U configuration. It's awesome. So let me show you on the back, you've got you've got power and you've got surge and power. So you've got you've got 4 ports for surge and power, and then you can have 2 additional that are just surge protection. Is it possible to send ACPI shutdown message to connect device? Yes. So on the back, you've got a serial port and a USB port as well as Ethernet. So you can do SNMP. Yeah, exactly what you're talking about. ACPI shutdown. That was really the whole point of this, because if it gets down to a certain percentage of power, like at 50%, I can tell it to start gracefully shutting down the devices, which is basically going to be switches, routers, and Synologies are the only things that for this one that would need a sort of shutdown sequence. Everything else is you can just yank the power on. Doesn't matter. Maybe the switch. But whatever. As long as you got your startup configuration saved and configured, you're fine. Oh. So that's that big heavy bastard. So we've got a 22U rack. We've got UPS power. If you weren't here Friday, you missed that I also picked up a good old power strip. Again, from the Trip Light Boys. 15 amp breaker. These are the same ones I've got, Chris, in the studio desk here. One on each side. They're about $80. It's basically a power strip with a circuit breaker in it. 15 amp max. It'll trip after that. So you can ground it if you prefer. If you've got a grounding running down your stud, I'm going to look for one when I pull the sheetrock off before we mount this thing to make sure we can properly ground everything as well. Want that clean signal. But yeah. So power strip and battery backup from CyberPower. That's 2 of the U's. I've got shelves, good StarTech shelves that are going to go into for the Synologies to sit on. I actually thought about trying to machine some kind of rack mount for the non-rack mount Synologies. If I could, but then I pussied out and just I'll buy a $25 shelf. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have that kind of free time right now. But yeah, Trip Light power strips, Trip Light rack, CyberPower battery backup, UPS with the ACPI controls. That's the power foundation. And then we're going to get into switching, which I've got a Cisco SG300, which does everything I want it to and more as a layer 3 core switch. And then I've got a sort of top-of-rack 10-gig switch from MikroTik, the 8-port cloud switch that's going to be hooking up the Synologies to my workstation here and maybe other things. So we got a lot to do. The whole point of doing all of this was to make sure that we could do it together here on this. So I hope it's something you guys will be interested in tuning into. I'm basically going to set up 2 or 3 cameras and start working this Friday. So tonight and tomorrow night, I got to make sure I can set up all the work. Has you muting the live stream? Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. You're here in spirit, Steven. We're going to be setting this up live. So you guys can watch me work. You can watch it come together. You can check in and out. It'll probably take a few hours. We'll see. But what I've got to do tonight and tomorrow is make sure that I can still keep this on the network while I'm mounting everything and while we're putting all of the power strip and the battery backup and the Synologies on their shelves. I've got to make sure that I can keep this thing online so that we can live stream the whole thing. So that's what I got to figure out over the next 48 hours before we do that. But yeah, just wanted to go over that stuff real quick. I'm excited. I am very excited. All right, let me get all this stuff back out of the way. We'll be right back. Okay, where did it go? What did I do? No, come back. All right, we need you. Where did I set that camera? It's right there. Okay. Make sure to submit a change control for that work. When you're the admin, you don't... I got the God code, man. Change control. Attempting a non-disruptive operation on camera. Kind of. Kind of. The last thing I forgot to show you guys with those Arc Scan arms, they come with smartphone adapters that are spring-loaded. So very metal, very sturdy. Got rubber inside to protect your phone, your device. Right? Comes with it. Usually you have to buy these separate. Can it be anywhere from $20 to $50? Depends on if you're paying the Manfrotto tax or not. But yeah, that could be handy. So before we go set up a mount arm behind it and turn the camera on, I wanted to show you guys the ATEM. So let me go to this screen right here. There you go. So, in case you've never seen a switcher, let me explain what this is. It's known as a keyer, K-E-Y-E-R, and a switcher. Switcher and keyer, or an ATEM. Don't ask me what ATEM stands for. I don't really know. Where you've seen these most of the time is in TV control rooms. So if you watch a newsroom or anything like that, you'll see that wall of monitors, right? And then you'll see like 4 or 5 people sitting around these like desks full of lit up buttons and little levers and things to pull and twist and all that. That's what these are. So the ATEM Mini is a smaller version of one of those. What you're looking at on screen is the software control version of pushing the actual buttons. So you'll see if I... Watch what happens. If I had another camera, all I'd have to do is push a button. Right? I'm doubling again. Now I'm back. You guys didn't tell me my mic was doubling. I'm a terrible streamer. I'm sorry. So yeah, I can switch back and forth cameras just by pushing buttons. You can see the red button flashing on the ATEM there. I can go to cam 3, cam 4, back to cam 1. It's that easy. And they make an app for the phone that I can remotely control it over Ethernet, so I can be over there working on DatacenterDude's data center with you guys, watching chat, and I can pull up the app and switch the camera angle in case I have a wide shot and a close-up shot, which is the intention. No more cam link. Bye. The other things that this does that's really cool is picture-in-picture. So let me show you where you can have on-air lights. If I had an external light somewhere, I could click. You can do transitions. You can do color bars. Like, watch this. Will it do it? Bars. There we go. So I can put color bars up, right? I can just go to black, right? And I can just come back to camera. Pretty dope, right? So this is so much fun. You can set your time on air so that you have a clock and a countdown if you're trying to hit a certain time schedule. Again, this is meant for TV production or any kind of production, really. And I think it's going to come in really handy for me for the live streaming stuff. We used this at the live stream in February at the London Insight Plus event where I was doing those interviews. We were live streaming that stuff to YouTube. It's been sitting around since I got back in February because of coronavirus, because of all this other stuff that's been going on in the world. We've been cooped up, and I, for some reason, have not broke this thing out and set it up. I think because I was waiting on all the gear to get here. But now it's here. Now we can play. So I've got Canon. This is the M50 with the kit lens, 15 to 45 millimeter kit lens on it. It's got a hot shoe. It's got the flip out screen. Right? And let me just show you guys what this looks like when you plug it in. 1 second. See if I can get the cable back over here. All right. So what you'll see here in a second, you flip out the screen, but on the side you've got a input, right? Let's make sure it's off. Micro HDMI this time. And we're going to go in. What's the right way? That way. It also has USB. Oh, I was putting it in the wrong way. There we go. Come on, Nick. There we go. Now, I'm going to turn it on. Take my lens cap off. And now if I look at, well, let's just hit it. Oh, I got to take the... Isn't that cool? So now if I go back and forth between 1 and 2, you guys can see the data center over there. I'm not changing scenes in OBS. You guys notice that, right? I'm just going back and forth between cameras. That's the beauty of this thing. Full screen? All right. You guys want to see the mess over there? I will humor you. 1 second. Why am I muted there again? Oh, I know why. That's why I was doubling on the other one. I got to add that other audio source. Okay. So you want to see full screen? All right. That's the mess that we've got going on over there. And I can turn all that stuff off. I just started messing with this thing today. So I've got to turn off all the little things that are on screen so that they're not displayed. You're moving soon and plan on having a chroma keyed wall as well? Yeah, man. I think the whole kit was like 120 bucks. I need to get those cables out from under it down there because it's causing it to warp. But yeah, it's good to go. Throw a couple of softbox lights on it and good to go. So there you go, guys. This is the one that's going to be sort of the wide shot of doing the data center build out. Eventually, it's going to be on an arm on the side of the desk that'll show more of this backdrop back here rather than this one that I got now. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys. I didn't change a scene in OBS. I didn't do anything. This will do 4K. I think only at 30 frames per second, though. So I'm 1080p 60. It does it fine. And, you know, the lady's got a shooter she can use from time to time if she wants to. Vlogging. Although she'd probably just prefer to use her phone. She doesn't like when I bring the fancy cameras out. Oh. One of the other things I'm going to work on is having, there's a new thing called a stream HUD that Sam has put together so I can be more full screen like this instead of having that chopped off overlay kind of thing going on. Looking forward to that. What else do I have to show you guys today? What else can I show you here? There's all kinds of things you can do. What I should have done is hooked this up so you guys can see the ATEM in practice. Actually, I can do that real quick. 1 second. 1 second. I certainly can do that. Where'd it go? Come here. I wanted to show you guys what the ATEM actually looks like on the desk. Oh, yeah. One sec. Going full screen. So this is the actual controls, what we call a control surface, right? And you can see that I've got, if I just switch back and forth between 1 and 2, and I've got up to 4 cameras there, and then I can cut, or I can auto, or I can fade to black, like that. Dope, right? And then fade back in. That is the hotness. There's all kinds of other multi-function things right here. You can do picture-in-picture up here in the top. You can also key. If I turn this on, I can set the key to be green screen. So that's what we do in the control software when we're doing some of that stuff. We have to go in and set the chroma key to be a certain key. You can also store media clips in a media library. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So you have over here on the top right, you have a media library. Down here at the bottom, you can go to the media, and you can store and pull in all kinds of stuff from audio clips to videos, things to play in picture, all that stuff right within the ATEM Mini. It is awesome. Awesome. $300. But as with any other Blackmagic design, or frankly right now, any other kind of electronics product, temper your expectations on availability. Why are we seeing battery and record time on the display just default? Yeah, it's still default settings. I haven't gone through and turned all that stuff off yet. That'll be gone. Promise, promise. But yeah, if you have a whole array of like stingers, bumpers, clips, you can put all that stuff in here. You can align them up. You can hotkey them to certain things that are on the ATEM, so you're just pushing buttons, or you can trigger them with macros, so if you know, with if then else sort of thing, workflow, all kinds of good stuff. Yes, very excited to have all this working finally. And you guys didn't tell me my mic was doubling again. Son of a bitch. Actually, if I turn that one on and mute that one and switch back and forth, now it's the same. Okay. I was unmuting the wrong one. That's what the problem was. Terrible streamer. Terrible. Terrible. Don't learn anything from me. They're all bad habits. It wasn't until you said you guys didn't. Maybe I changed the scene. It's to do with changing the scenes in OBS, the overlays and all that stuff. All right, so we did show and tell. Told you guys about DatacenterDude's Data Center. Update on events coming up. I want to highlight that real quick. We didn't have Cisco Live this week. It did get pushed back to the end of June, but next week we're having two pending what's going on. SAP Sapphire is having a 5-day virtual event that encompasses basically 3 smaller events. SAP Sapphire. They're going to have their partner program, all kinds of stuff as well. I forget what they call it. But the keynote, I'm hoping, is going to be on Monday so that we can do a watch party for the keynote for SAP Sapphire. Looking forward to that one. Thursday, well, let me back up a step. The other event that's going on that next week is VeeamON 2020. And theirs is a 2-day event happening Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So a week from today. We'll be doing a watch party for Thursday because the first one is only 45 minutes, and then it's a bunch of breakout sessions. Pre-recorded, I think. Some live, some pre-recorded. 6/17, 6/18, right. So next Thursday, or is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks from tomorrow. Thank you, Ninja. 2 weeks from now, not next week. Next week, there's nothing. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to be doing VeeamON, and we're going to be trying something brand new. I'm excited about this. We're going to be introducing the after party. So after we're done watching the keynote, we're going to have the after party, after watch party. Is that how you should say that? We're going to be bringing in a special surprise guest onto the stream with me. Member of leadership from Veeam, to come and talk to me about what they just announced at VeeamON after the hour-and-a-half keynote on Thursday the 18th, which I understand is going to be mostly tech demos. So very excited to see that. I believe Adam Berg, Michael Cade, Rick Vanover, Melissa Palmer, Spiteri, so many talented technical folks over at Veeam now. But yes, special guest joining me on stream. On stream. A Veeam legend himself. Surprise. Not going to say who it is. Yet. Maybe. He may live in Ohio, if you know who that is. Anyway, we'll be chatting with that individual for 20 to 30 minutes. I want to test it out. I want to pilot it to see if we can do a sort of post-game breakdown of what all the things that we just were announced and we saw during the 90-minute keynote on Thursday the 18th. So be prepared for about a 2-hour stream on Thursday. Believe me, I'll have all of these pre-staged over the next few days. Thumbnails, all of that stuff. We made one for Cisco Live. But on Friday, we might make one. Well, probably not Friday because we're going to be doing the data center build out. But we're going to be doing VeeamON and SAP Sapphire the week of, I think it's the 15th. Yes, week of the 15th. So 2 weeks. 10 days at this point. And we're going to be introducing the after party. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. And that's all we got planned out for. That's the end of the month. That's through the end of June. From video perspective, I've had several people ask me if they could look over my shoulder editing a video, and I want to honor that because I know I've promised that. So I'm trying to think of when the next video that I'm going to make would be. I've got some that I'm going to be shooting very soon that are some of my. I wanted to do a bunch around 10 gig. But I've figured out that I need a networking guy. I need some help with the 10 gig stuff. Make sure I've got all the L3 and the routing and things like that configured. Also, MikroTik, I haven't really figured out a lot of that stuff. I also wanted to give you guys, once we get the DatacenterDude's data center built, wanted to give you guys kind of a studio tour. We're going to get all the cameras going and all of that stuff. And some of that I've got written over there on the whiteboard. So, what I'm thinking about doing for the next hour here on stream, you guys are welcome to hang out. I'm going to leave the stream up. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera set up yet, but what I'd like to do is see if I can get a camera set up real quick and show you guys how that would work. I think I already did, just hand holding the thing. But I want to plug this guy up and run the cable. The thing I'm not sure if I have or not is the mini HDMI to HDMI for this one. I didn't check on that. I know I've got the power cord, the battery, the SD card's in there. No, it's not. Okay, I'll have to find one of those. I got one of those. Yep, okay, it's in the computer. I may just do this later. Not worry about it. I gotta go find. I don't want to sit around and you guys sitting around waiting while I'm digging for cables. I need to be more prepared. Terrible streamer, guys. I'm telling you, just terrible. I need to rename this to the Terrible Streamer channel. No. What else can we do today? Is there anything question-wise that you guys have about any of the gear? Any questions you have about ATEMs or switchers or keyers? Green screens? Chroma key? I know a lot of you are out there buying gear for yourself, setting things up. All kinds of stuff going on. So I want to make sure that I answer any of those questions that you guys have. I think I know what I want to do right now. And I want to go, well... Yeah, because I kind of want to keep track of it. Buying gear, yes. Setting up, not yet. Yeah. So, here's the thing that I'll tell people. I tell people this a lot. Start creating. Use what you got. It's never going to be perfect. It's an ongoing evolution, but you got to start. Learn as you go. Start putting stuff out there. Even if you're using your damn iPhone. Make content. I heard something that's crazy the other day. Gary Vaynerchuk said you should be doing 60 plus pieces of content a day. Whether that's a Twitter post, a Facebook post, a TikTok, a live stream, a YouTube video, whatever that is. And I'm like, that dude's insane. Instagram, all of them. Like, I do a lot. If a tweet is considered a piece of content, fair enough. I don't know that I got 40 tweets a day in me. But at some point, all of you guys that are out there buying gear, do something with it. Don't just buy all this stuff to use it as a webcam. Make some videos. I want to help. If there's something that you don't know how to do or how to edit or how to make intros or how to get animated or any of that stuff, bring it. Live Air Solo is a cool iOS cam software with clean HDMI. Yeah, man. If you're using OBS, there's an iOS camera app that you can buy for $10, I think, to where it'll allow your phone to operate via USB, via a lightning cable, in OBS. So I could just put this guy on a mount and put that on the boom arm and use it as a camera. It suffers the same problem as other, like the A6000. There's no flip. I can't see myself. Oh, so what am I going to do? Use the front-facing camera in my old 8 Plus? Ah, damn it. Ugh. So, to finish off what I was saying a bit ago, start. To all of you out there, start. I know you all have dropped thousands of dollars of gear. Start making content. If you need help, ask. That's why we started the Discord. That's why I do these live streams. That's why I want you guys to be willing to come ask. All right, let's create a new kit because I want to keep track of all this stuff in case anybody ever asks what I used. Let's look at analytics. Ooh. Oh, you fancy. Whoa, 380. Wow, okay. I guess people are looking at live streaming stuff. Product clicks. Okay, that's pretty cool. Some followers there. Miss Chocolate. Oh, man. All right. So we're going to add a kit. We're going to create a new kit. We're going to call this Data Center Dude's Home Data Center. A collection of products I used to replace or to, I don't know, set up my home, not lab, but home studio data center. Next. All right, so let's go find some products. So basically, I'm just going to go to Amazon, and I'm going to pull up the order. Let me make sure I switch back to that for 1 second. Let me pull this off to the side so I can come back to this one, because it does have some PII stuff. All right, there we go. Is the rotator still working? There it is. That looks cool. All right. First things first, let's do the rack. Let's see. We don't need 5-year warranty at the end of it. That's cool to know, though. I didn't know that. So it's an 18-inch deep, 22U. It is adjustable as well. If you're not going to use all 22U, you can collapse it. Really cool stuff. This is a quality wall mount SMB adjustable rack up to 22U. Add to kit. Okay. Next, we're going to go back here. Let's grab the shelves. Copy link. Paste link. Oh, God. To you rack mount shelves. They bring all this people that write titles for Amazon, man. Jesus. They're vented as well. I'm a big fan of that. Trip light. PDU. PDU. 15 amp, 13 outlet, 120 volt, 15-foot cord. So basically, we're going to take these power strips, plug them into the back of the UPS. That's really the good old tried and true way, right? 2-year warranty. 1U. Did it say all this? That's fine. Whatever. Add to kit. All right. You should have one of those, if not 2 of those per rack. If you want redundant power, if you have redundant power on anything, you want to split your power from your device to 2 different ones of those. Don't plug 2 things into the same PDU, please. It's pointless. So we got shelves, we got that. Where is my power supply? Or UPS? Did you run dedicated circuits? No. But what I do know is that there is a everything's 120 volt. There's no 240 or anything, and the outlet that is right there has its own breaker in the box. So I did trace that back. If it gets to a point where it's throwing the breaker in the house, yeah, I'll get a dedicated line put in. But not yet. We hadn't gone that far yet. That one single outlet is running everything that's already in there anyway. So all I'm adding to that's not already in there is a UPS and a power strip at the end of the day. No. Six outlet rack mount. I was more wondering if you had redundant power. No. That's what the point of the UPS and the graceful shutdown and all that stuff. We've been having some flashy kind of brownouts here. I don't know if it's just load. They're releasing load from the transformers or something like that late at night at 2 in the morning. They'll quick flash the power. It's terrible. Terrible for my computers and Synologies. Switches, who gives a shit? But Ethernet connections and things like that. Yeah. That's a cool picture. We'll add that one. All right, what else? I think that's it. Oh, we need to add... Yes, okay. Copy link address. I need to add the switches and stuff, right? And the SFP Plus, transceivers, and MikroTik 9 port, copy link. Uh-oh, it stopped playing on me. Yes, I'm still watching. Copy link address. I mean, this way you guys at least have a point of reference where I can just point people here and say, what did I use? kit.co/NickHowell. Quick reference. Gives you Amazon links, gives you everything you need. Oh, I need the SG300 and the Eros. -10. I don't think you can buy these anymore. You can? Wow. Holy smokes, they're only 104. They're half off right now? Yo. I know they're discontinued and shit, but if you need a switch, you're welcome. Prime, you can have it by Friday. In stock. Half off. Managed L3 Cisco LACP 10-port switch. Plus, it has 2 gigabit SFP Plus that you can do fiber if you want to. That switch has been with me for 8 years. And I don't think you can get them. I didn't think you could get them anymore. I'm tempted to buy one as a backup. Also, I really need the ears for rack mounting it. I haven't been able to find them anywhere else. That's something else we were going to look for on stream today, by the way. Okay. That you have my oh, God. I'm going to throw one in my cart just in case. That's... Oh, it's the 350 as well, by the way. It is the one that's... Okay, so I searched for 300. That came up with the 350. But still, 50% off. Wow. Damn. That is a really, really, really good SMB home office switch. if you need things above and beyond what an unmanaged switch can get you. Really, really, really good switch. With 10 gigabit Ethernet. Okay, now I'm buying one. What? Oh. Quantity of 10 gigabit Ethernet ports. 10 1 gig ports. See, people that write these titles are fired. With 10 gig Ethernet. Got me really excited for a second. Wait, I can get an SG Cisco switch variant with 10 gig, 10 ports for $140? Yeah, I'll take 2. No, that's not the case. All right, so we don't need all this stuff. Yep. With quantity, I'm going to put with 10 1 GBE ports. It's fine. You can look up the model number. But from a managed switch perspective, highly, highly, highly recommend. MikroTik. I added the MikroTik already. Can I get Eros? Yeah. Sold by Eero. Okay. These are the, this is the Wi-Fi, my mesh Wi-Fi of choice. Is the Eros. I've got the 3-pack, and then I bought 2 more add-ons for different rooms, different areas. I've got one that will hit the garage and outside, and one for the back deck as well. Don't put them outside, but I've got them right. I've got them in a safe space. Eero Pro. Why do they put all those words? Mesh Wi-Fi system 3-pack. Yep. It's about $500 for the 3-pack. You can configure them with just about anything. And they act as your access points as well. So you can put them all throughout the house. All of mine are wired so that nothing else has to be wired that's not like streaming related. I get crazy Wi-Fi speeds anywhere in the house and within about a 10-meter radius outside through walls and such. So that is there. What else is over there? I think that's it. All right, let's go look at it. Did I just hear an American measure something in meters? I'm an engineer. I use both. So I was fortunate enough to be early on. It was a Kickstarter or some pre-order thing that they did with the Eeros 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I prepaid and got them for $2.99, the 3-pack. It's been my Wi-Fi ever since. No looking back. And the software has only gotten better and better. They've introduced some security add-on services, all kinds of stuff. What I would love to see them do is open up an extensible kind of third-party ecosystem where you could bring in things like Pi-hole kind of functionality. Give me the ability to have a constantly running VPN of my choosing, whether it's Nord or IPVanish or some kind of way to connect my network directly to a VPN node in the cloud. So I'm looking into working with AT&T on that. Tim Jabot has given me a model number of a router, or a modem, I should say, to ask them for as a replacement for the one I've currently got that is awful. The BGW10. which is legendarily awful. All right, so we got a kit there. Great. So I've got that. I can point people to it if we need to. That's all I want to throw together real quick. If you haven't seen... Why is this one coming up? No. So here's all the kits. God, I remember when I first started building this one. Do you have FTTH, the single strand service? No, I have AT&T Gigapower is what it's called. Let's see how it does while I'm streaming at 10K upstream. One millisecond. I'm streaming a 10K bitrate right now at 1080p 60 for what it's worth. Yeah, about half my connection is being used up. Well, there it goes. Bursting up. Get it. Get it. This is fiber demarked to the side of the house. There's a fiber demarcation box on the side of the house, and it's brought in via copper. Fiber to the home, yeah. I didn't know that FTTH was an acronym. Sorry. I had never heard that one. I mean, you've got Fios, you've got Google Fiber, and you've got AT&T Gigapower. That's about it. At least in America. For, yeah, fiber to the home. You guys just saw the speed test. It's quality stuff. Quality stuff. I've been here since December. 7 months now. It's never gone down. Not once. Highly recommend it. If you're in a place where you can't get Google Fiber or you move to a place that doesn't have Google Fiber, also look into AT&T Gigapower. It's $80 a month. I would pay more than that for Spectrum for 300 meg down and 35 up. The incumbent telco provides the same service. It's only one strand for transmission receive, different wavelengths, and you can get them to provide just an SFP. Oh, that's cool. They're bringing it into a modem, basically a router. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. Like, drop me a DMARC. That's all I need. I've been tempted to go out there and cut the lock off the box and see what's inside the DMARC, but I don't want to get in trouble. Because if I can run a strand of fiber up to the data center and bring it directly in, I don't have the equipment, but I remember how to terminate fiber. I did that 20 years ago. I promise I remember everything. Maybe. Upload is 10 on a good day. Yeah, there you go, Todd. LA, man, Spectrum. Good old Time Warner. Time Warner. $80 a month for what you guys just saw. The funny thing is I can't get Google Fiber here, but I can get AT&T Fiber here. All right, let's see what else we're doing. We got the kit done. You guys saw all the gear. Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You do not want to miss it. Unless you hear from me differently in Discord or on Twitter, I'm hoping to be set up to live stream the teardown of my closet, and we're going to put the rack in. What I might do is go through and test fit. I'm going to put the rack together and then test fit all the gear before we actually tear everything apart and put the rack on the wall. Just to make sure I can put everything back together once I tear it all apart, right? I don't have ears for my SG300. And I think that's the one thing that I wanted you guys' help with, if you wouldn't mind. What I'm looking for is Cisco SG300. What if we search eBay? Cisco. Come on, I clicked in it. Come on. Cisco SG300 rack ears. That's not right because it's a narrow switch. They'd have to be, one of them would have to be long. I have seen these sort of universal ones though, and I'm tempted. I saw them on Amazon. I would actually like, I threw mine away because I was like, I'm never going to have a rack in the house. 7 years ago, whenever I got the thing. I've seen them. I know what they look like. I would notice them as soon as I saw them. But that ain't them. That's what they look like. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. Wait, how much was that? Is that for all four? Oh, one. I got excited there for a second. What I'd love to find is just a set of the ears. But that was what they look like. Cisco, oh, UCS parts. Cisco rack ears. What is this? That's just a Google search. What in the world? All right, that's what I get for clicking on ads. Cisco SG300 rack mount. Hardware. Oh, there they are. $13. I want 2-day shipping. I want them here Friday. That's them. There it is, boys. Now, are they actual Cisco? Where do you find the detail? New, a brand new, unused, unopened, undamaged manufacturer part number. Thank you for that. What happens if I take that over to Amazon? Compatible. You know what? I'm thinking. Let's look at the reviews. Fits my Cisco 300 perfectly. Now I have it mounted in my rack. Perfect. Cisco compatible. Worked perfectly. I didn't have to do any adjustment. No, it's any of the 3000 stuff's going to be full length, full width. I need like see the difference here, Chris? They're longer. Because the switch itself is narrow. It's like it's an SMB switch. It's not a full 1U switch. But you can rack mount it. That's kind of cool right there. Those are nice looking. But I like the black. All right, fine. Bye now. Hopefully they're here by the time we do the work on Friday. I think I'm going to have that switch pulled out anyway and online while this is going. So we're not even going to be able to mount it on Friday. But I want to have them because after we get off stream, I can unplug the switch. I can plug the switch in, or rack mount the switch, plug all the cables back in, and we're off to the races, right? I'm trying to figure out a way that I could do that. To have the stream online at the same time. And rack mount the switch. I don't think I... If I took a Netgear switch and just... Or if I ran a cable from this machine to the Netgear, as long as the Eero is online as well, I'd have to take that into the laundry room closet where the main drop is. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. If they show up, we'll mount it. We'll figure it out. What I'm going to do tonight and tomorrow is figure out how to get the camera set up the right way and how to take the network apart so that I can have this machine online while we're rack mounting everything in there on Friday. But yeah, set a reminder for yourself, guys. I'm going to have one. I'll have the live stream preview. Actually, you know what? I'll show you guys how to do that right now. I wonder if it'll let me do it. We'll see. So we'll go into Studio. This is for all of you that have spent thousands of dollars on gear but haven't started doing anything yet. Start doing stuff. You simply go into your YouTube studio. You go up here to the top right. All right, thanks, Ninja. You click Go Live. It'll take you into your control room, which I'm already live. Will it let me create a new one? Yes. Cool. So it'll let me reuse my settings, right? I can put in a description. We're going to be building DatacenterDude's data center. Tune in for a live IRL stream as I build the new closet. And we'll call this Building DatacenterDude's data center. Right? Just give it a fun name, whatever. We're going to set this for Friday at 1 p.m. Right? We'll use the same thumbnail, and we're going to hit create. Bada bing, bada boom, and there's my control room. Now, if I go back to Studio, and I go to Videos, and I go to Live, refresh, you can see that I'm live now for all of you, but there's the upcoming stream for Friday. Now, if you go to my channel, let me show you. You'll see that I'm live now, but once I'm offline, it'll say upcoming live streams up here up at the top, and you can click it to set a reminder. So, set yourself a reminder. We'll be here Friday at 1 p.m. It might be a long stream because that's going to be my project for the day, but I'm gonna see it through. We're going to get done. We're going to have all that done. I want that table. I want that GD table out of my closet. And I want all that stuff up off the floor. And I want all those cables out of there. And I want it managed. And I want it Velcroed. And I want it just... Mwah! I am embarrassed about that. It's a shame. Enough ranting. Enough ranting. Rack ears ordered. Done. MikroTik has ears already. That's good. If this all works well, I'm going to get another rack to put the second Synology on. We'll have the 10 gig switch over there next to the SG300. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we need it. I feel like putting 2 8-bay Synologies is going to take up 3/4 of the whole rack. So I'm sitting here going, how can we do some symmetry? How can we spread this out a little bit? For $150? I would need to buy another rack for $110 and another trip light for about $80. $200 for another rack and another PDU. I've got the shelf. Don't need any more switches. Got all my cables. Cyber power is still enough. It's still the same amount of gear, right? So yeah, if this one goes well, probably going to do a second one right in there. The one thing I haven't thought about yet is cutting a hole in the ceiling with an extractor fan to, ball bearing extractor fan so I can pull hot air out of there. It's getting enough air from the front out of the studio here. There's no doors on the front of it. So it's got plenty of air to pull through. But I might need to do an extractor fan to pull it up into the attic so that it can vent out. We'll see. We'll see. I think that's it for today, boys and girls. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the gear tour. We're going to have a big party on Friday. There's going to be beers involved. There's going to be data center involved. There's going to be a DatacenterDude involved. We'll have music. All kinds of good times. We'll have cameras. All kinds of stuff. But until then, we'll see you Friday. Peace.